Hey guys, welcome once again Learn AC with GC. This is Gobu Chandran. So today we are going to discuss NEET JEE 2020 Physics Most Important Questions for Plus 1 Part 2. If you have not subscribed the channel yet, please subscribe it. Then only you may get further notifications of my videos. So here is the first question of this part. See it. So in this question, velocity as a function of distance is given as v equal to b into x raised to minus 2n, where b and n are constants. And there are four options given, and they are asking what is the acceleration of the particle as a function of x. That is the question. So I am doing this as a shortcut only. Just watch carefully. Okay. See, what I am going to do is I am taking or put n equal to minus 1 by 2. If I put n equal to minus 1 by 2, you can put any value of n, or if you have not put any values, then also you will get the answer for sure. Okay. So you will get b equal to b into x. Is it okay? If you put n equal to minus 1 by 2, you will get b equal to b into x. And they are asking what is a equal to. We know a equal to dv by dt, rate of change of velocity is acceleration. That is dv by dx into dx by dt, multiplying and dividing by dx. Now what is dv by dx? If you differentiate v with respect to x, you will get b. dv by dx, you will get b into what is dx by dt? dx by dt means velocity. That is b into what is velocity equal to bx. So you will get a equal to bx square. If you put n equal to minus 1 by 2, if n equal to minus 1 by 2, acceleration will be bx square. Is it okay? Now check options. Check options. You just check options. Check n equal to 1 by 2, n equal to minus 1 by 2, a equal to bx square. Which option you are getting? N equal to minus 1 by 2, a equal to bx square. When you check, it will be only option A. Only option A will be correct. If you put, what is option A given? Minus 2n b x b square x raised to, so this is b square only, sorry. This is not b into x, is b square x. Okay. b square x raised to minus 4n minus 1. This is what option is given. Okay. Yes. First option is this one. So I put n equal to minus 1 by 2. What is minus 2n equal to? You will get 1. Minus 2n means it will be 1. b square x into minus 4 into minus 1 by 2 minus 1. b square into x raised to 2 minus 1. That is, you will get b square x itself. Only option A will satisfy the equation. Okay. Hope you understood. So you can take a screenshot of this. I am going to next question. Okay. So here is the second question. Okay. And before going to this question, I have a humble suggestion to you. While you watching the questions, try to answer yourself. Okay. Try to answer to yourself. If I am discussing 10 questions in a session, just for each question, do it yourself. If you just pause the video and do it yourself. Okay. If you are not getting the answer, then only play the video again, watch the solutions. Like that, go for each questions. Okay. So here is the second question. Balloon is moving upward with a velocity 12 meter per second. There is a packet is released. So when the packet is released, remember that packet is having an initial velocity which is equal to velocity of balloon. That is 12 meter per second. Releasing does not mean that it is at rest. Okay, u equal to 0. Don't take u equal to 0 because it is releasing. Normally, if you release anything, we are considering that initial velocity as 0. But don't take it 0 here in this case, because that stone is having an initial velocity which is equal to velocity of balloon, that is 12 meter per second. Direction is upward. And the height of the balloon from the ground is given as 65 meter. Okay. So if you measure height, it is measuring downwards. Okay. With respect to balloon, height is downward, velocity is upward, and g equal to 10, it is also acting downward. Okay. So sign convention what I am taking is upward direction is positive, downward direction as negative. Okay. Normally we have the equation. This is the equation S equal to ut plus half at square. S equal to ut plus half at square is the equation. S should be minus 65 because height is measuring downwards. Velocity 12t. Velocity v equal to 12t minus half into g is minus 10. That is why I put minus here. Into t square. You will get minus 65 equal to 12t minus 5t square, or 5t square minus 12t minus 65 equal to 0. Solving the value of t, this is a quadratic equation, you will get the answer. That's all. But instead of solving, option A is given as, what's option A given? 5 seconds. T is given as 5 seconds. So it's directly we can put the value of t, find the answer. Okay, if I substitute t equal to 5, it will be 5 into 5 square minus 12 into 5 minus 65. That is equal to, this is LHS. Okay, that is equal to 125 minus 60 minus 65 equal to 0, equal to RHS. So the option satisfies, so answer is option A. Understood? Shall we move to the next question? Okay, they are asking time taken by the stone to reach the ground, and the answer is 5 seconds. Okay. And here is the third question. Potential energy of particle is given as U equal to A by R square minus B by R, where A and B are said to be constants. And R is the distance of the particle from the center of field for stable equilibrium distance of the particle. See, whenever the question is based on equilibrium, you have to know that for a body in equilibrium, the net force acting on the body will be equal to 0. Okay, net force will be equal to 0. And also potential energy is given. The relation between force and potential energy is, force is defined as negative gradient of potential energy minus du by dr. That is negative gradient. Gradient means any property value difference divided by change in length. That is known as gradient. So here du by dr is gradient, negative gradient. Okay. So minus, what is du by dr? You will get, if you substitute, force will be equal to 0. Okay. F equal to 0 means minus du by dr equal to 0, or du by dr equal to, you can take it as 0. Differentiate. What is differentiating? A by r square, you will get minus a by r. When you differentiate this one, a by r square, you will get minus a by r plus, is it r or r cube? R, right? Minus 2 minus 1, is it r cube? Fine. A into r raised to minus 2 d by dr of a into r raised to minus 2 minus d by dr of b into r raised to minus 1 equal to 0. This is the concept. Okay, so what is a is constant, r raised to minus 2 means minus 2 into r raised to minus 3, minus 1 into minus will be plus, b into r raised to minus 2 equal to 0. Or you will get 2a by r cube equal to b by r square. Is it okay? 2a by r cube equal to b by r square, or you will get 2a by r equal to b, or r equal to 2a by b. One the answer option. R equal to 2a by b. Option B is the correct answer. Hope you got it. Okay, clear. Okay, shall we move to the next question? Okay, next question. So, here is the next question. In rising from the bottom of a lake to the top, temperature of an air bubble remains constant. That is the concept. The temperature remains constant, but its diameter gets doubled. So, if initially this is the lake, okay, if this is the lake, water, the bubble is having radius r, when it reaches top, its diameter or radius will get doubled. If h is the barometric height expressed in relative density of mercury, okay, at the surface of the lake, okay, so this height is h, surface of the lake, barometric height h means, what does it mean? Pressure, atmospheric pressure equal to h rho g, where h is the height corresponding to height of the mercury, not water. Okay. We want to know what is the depth of lake capital H. That is the question. Given small h is the barometric height of mercury, atmospheric pressure given by P equal to h rho g, depth of lake we don't know. Okay, so what I am doing is that this is 2.2, this is 0.1. 0.2, 0.1. In both points 1 and 2, the bubble is having constant temperature. Constant temperature means you can apply Boyle's law. Constant temperature means you may apply Boyle's law. P1, V1 equal to P2, V2. So what is P2 by P1 equal to? P2 by P1 equal to V1 by V2. P2 by P1 equal to V1 by V2. But we already know that volume is directly proportional to cube of radius. Volume is directly proportional to cube of radius. So R1 by R2 whole cube. Now what is R1 by R2? R1 by R2 means R by 2 of the whole cube. You will get 1 by 8. You will get 1 by 8. Okay. Now listen carefully. You will get P1 equal to 8P2. When you cross multiply, P1 equal to 8P2. What is pressure acting on first point? It is H rho g plus capital H into rho water into g. On this point, so this is point 1. On point 1, total pressure equal to atmospheric pressure plus pressure corresponding to a depth h. Atmospheric pressure is given by H rho g. Remember, this rho is density of mercury. And depth of water is capital H. Density of water is rho W into G equal to 8 into 0.2. What's the pressure at 0.2? H rho G itself. You will get capital H rho W into G equal to 7 into H rho G. Rho will cancel. H into rho W equal to 7H into rho. Okay. What is the value of density of water in Celsius unit? It is 1 gram per unit. Or you can consider this as relative density because mercury density is not given, it is relative density. So rho W also you can consider as relative density. So relative density of water is equal to 1. Okay, relative density of water equal to 1. So 1 equal to 7 into H rho. Okay, so capital H you will get as 7 into H rho. Capital H equal to 7 into H rho. What's the option? Option B, 7 into H rho, that much meter. M means meter. Option B is the correct answer. Okay, it's a very good question. Note it. And here is the fifth question. A source of unknown frequency gives 4 beats when sounded with a source of non-frequency 250 Hz. Okay, so non-frequency is given as 250 Hz. This is the non-frequency. Non-frequency is given as 250 Hz. Okay, and it is giving 4 beats with unknown frequency. What does it mean? We see beats means difference in frequency. If this is one body, this is one body. If the two bodies having beats 4 means difference in frequency is 4. Okay, so the unknown body will be either 250 plus 4, 254, or 250 minus 4, it will be 248. Unknown frequency, because either 248 or 254, the difference will be 4 itself. Now check the option. There is only one option which is having 254, so that is the answer, option D. That's it. You don't need to think about the further what is given in the question, because only one option satisfies 254 because 248 is not given. That's it. Option B. Suppose if option A is instead of 246, if it is 248 given, if both 254 and 258 are given in the option, what will you do? That's why they are given another tip for solving the question. Second harmonic of the source of unknown frequency gives 5 beats per second. Okay, second harmonic means, what is second harmonic of the unknown frequency? Okay, second harmonic means 2 times the fundamental frequency, 2 times the actual frequency. What is 2 times 254? 2 times 254 is 308. No, 408, right? Second harmonic of 254 means twice the frequency, that is 508. What about the second harmonic of 248? second harmonic of 248, what is the value? 2 times, that is 496. Now it says that this second harmonic with respect to 513 Hz, second harmonic of, we don't know which one is correct, its second harmonic gives 5 beats with 513. 5 beats with 513 means what? Difference equal to 5. You check the difference. What's the difference equal to? Here 5. Here difference equal to? Not equal to 5. Difference is not equal to 5. It is more than 5. So definitely this one satisfies. Which means the actual frequency is 254. Understood? I will repeat once again. Non-frequency is given as 250 Hz. We don't know the unknown frequency. Beat is 4. So unknown frequency will be either 254 or 248. If both are given in the options, okay, in the question only this one is given in the options, so that is the answer. Suppose both are given in the options, read the further part of the question. Second harmonic of the actual frequency, unknown frequency gives 5 beats with 513 Hz. So you just find the second harmonic, 254 into 25, not 8, 248 into 496 into 2, 496. Now check whether which one is giving difference equal to 5. Only 508 is given the difference equal to 5, which means this is the required frequency B1. That is the required frequency. Understood? Okay. Next question. So here is the next question. Two waves are represented by the equations y1 equal to a sin omega t plus kx plus 0.57, y2 equal to cos omega t plus kx, and they are asking what's the phase difference between them. See, when you look at this, the very first thing you will know that when comparing these two, the difference in phase is 0.57, and if you look at the options, option D is given as 0.57. If you made 0.57 as the answer, that is option D, you will get negative 1 mark. Okay. So what is the problem here? See, one is given as sin theta and the other is given as cos theta. What is cos theta means? First you make both of same functions. Okay. So cos theta can be written as sin omega t plus kx plus pi by 2. Okay. Now tell me, what is the phase difference? What is the phase difference? You just subtract both angles. That's the phase difference. You will get pi by 2 minus 0.57. That is the phase difference. What is pi by 2 means? 1.57 minus 0.57, that is equal to 1. That is the answer. 1 really. Option A is the correct answer. Okay. Next question. What is the next question? Two discs of same moment of inertia. Okay, same moment of inertia means I1 equal to I2 equal to I. About their axis, rotating about their axis, passing through the center perpendicular to the plane of disc with angular velocities omega 1 and omega 2. If they are brought in contact face to face, coinciding the axis of rotation, expression for loss of energy. Okay, suppose this is one disc, this is another disc, both rotating with respect to same axis. If both these bodies are made to single disc, what is the loss in energy? That is the question. See, when you go through the questions of rotation, just compare with the translatory motion. Suppose the question is like this. There are two equal masses. Okay, both are moving in the same direction. If both stick together after collision, what's the loss in kinetic energy? That is the question. So whenever two bodies stick together after collision, loss in kinetic energy, that type of collision is known as perfectly inelastic collision or plastic collision. Then loss in kinetic energy is given by, what is the loss in energy? Half into m1 m2 by m1 plus m2 u1 minus u2 whole square. M1 m2 mass of the body, u1 is u2 velocities, respective velocities of the bodies. This is the concept for loss of energy for perfectly inelastic collision or two bodies stick together after collision for translatory motion. Same concept when it comes to rotational motion. What will be the equation? Instead of m1 I1 I2 I1 plus I2 u1 means omega 1 minus omega 2 whole square. Now I1 equal to I2 equal to I. Let I1 equal to I2 equal to I. Okay, both are given as I. What you will get? What you will get? You will get 1 by 4 I omega 1 minus omega 2 whole square. That's all. That's the answer. What's the option? Option A is the answer. Understood? That's it. That's it. Very simple question. So here is the next question. What the question says? A string is clamped in both ends, and if you vibrate it, you will get a stationary wave. Its equation is given by y equal to 0.3 sine 0.157x cos 200 pi t, and it says that the string is vibrating in the fourth harmonic. Fourth harmonic means what? I earlier said nth harmonic means n times fundamental. So fourth harmonic means 4 times the fundamental frequency. They are asking what's the length of string. Simple question, right? If you know the concept, it will be simple. Okay, listen. We know the equation for stationary wave is given by 2a sine kx cos omega t. This is the equation. And if you compare, you will get k. K means what? Propagation constant, right? If comparing the coefficient, k equal to 0.157. K equal to 0.157 and omega equal to what is given? 200 pi. So velocity is nothing but omega by k. Relation between omega and k is given by v equal to omega by k. That is 200 into pi. Pi means 3.14 divided by 0.157. Okay. So you will get the 4000, right? SI unit 4000 meter per second. So that is the velocity, but they are asking for not velocity, they are asking for length of string. Okay. So that frequency, we know that omega equal to 2 pi nu, or nu equal to omega by 2 pi. What is omega given? Okay, 200 pi divided by 2 pi equal to how much? 100 by pi. Frequency equal to 100 by pi. Now, pi will cancel, right? Pi will cancel, it will be 100. Frequency equal to 100. Now, frequency of the string is given by n into v by 2l. This is the equation. Frequency is equal to n into v by 2l. N means nth harmonic. So 100 equal to 4th harmonic means n equal to 4. Velocity is 4000 divided by 2l. You will get L equal to 4 into 4000 divided by 2 into 100. What is this? 80. Answer will be 80 meter, option 2. Got it? Take a screenshot. So here is the next question from hydrostatics. Surface tension based question or capillarity based question. Mass m is the mass of water rises in a capillary tube of radius r. If radius is r, mass of water raised is not, height is given, mass of water raised is m. What happens if the radius is double? How much mass will be raised through that tube if radius is double? That is the question. So height is not given. Okay, so in this case we know that mass means volume into density. Is it okay? Volume into density. Volume means area into height into density. Raising means area into height. Cross-sectional area into height. Now, cross-sectional area of a tube is pi r square. Height is h into rho. But we already know that capillary rise of water h is given by 2t cos theta divided by r rho g into rho. Rho will cancel, 1 r will cancel, you will get pi r into t cos theta by g. Where theta is constant, surface tension is constant, g is constant, pi is constant, so directly proportional to radius. Mass is directly proportional to radius. So radius r, m means what about 2r means mass will be 2m, that's it. Because mass is directly proportional to radius. Okay, so if radius double, mass of water raised will also get double. That's it. Okay. So here is the last question of this part. graphical based question, graph based question. A ball is thrown vertically up from the ground. Correct momentum height diagram. PH diagram is asking, momentum height diagram. Okay, that's a JE question. Okay, listen. We know that when a body is moving up, v square equal to, this is our general case, u square plus 2a is general equation. V square equal to u is upward direction, height is also measuring upward, but g is acting downward. Okay, correct? Height is measuring upward, velocity is measuring upward, but g is acting downward. So minus. Or you can take, if a body is moving up, the equation of velocity is given by v square equal to u square minus 2g. So what is v equal to? Root of u square minus 2g. V equal to root of u square minus 2g. We need momentum. Momentum means what? Mass into velocity. So m into root of u square minus 2g. See, if you draw a plot between momentum versus height, it cannot be a straight line. It cannot be a straight line. Okay, this is not an equation for straight line. This is not an equation for straight line. Okay, this is not, because straight line, what's the equation of straight line? Y equal to either mx plus c or mx minus c or mx like that. But here root is coming. Whenever root is coming, the answer will be parabola. Okay. So answer will be, you can neglect option 2 and option 3. It will be either option 1 or option 4. Either 1 or 4. Okay, now what is the correct answer? See, if height increases, what happens to momentum? Look at the equation. Height is negative here. Okay, root negative. If you increase the height, momentum will decrease. Or if height decreases, what happens to momentum? Increase. P and H are inversely proportional because of this negative sign. Okay. So if height increases, P decreases, height decreases, P increases. Look at the options. Which option is correct? Look at the arrow in the option. In the arrow in the option, which one is correct? In option 4, if height increases, arrow is also tend to be, what happened? It is decreasing. Opposite direction is coming. Okay. Negative direction is coming. But in option 1, if height increases, arrow goes upward. P also increases. That is not correct. If height increases, P should decrease. That is, P should go downwards. Arrow, look at the arrow. Option 4 is the correct answer. That is the logical thinking. Okay. Understood? So, I hope you like this session. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe it so that you will get further notifications. I will come to the third part as soon as possible. Okay. So stay home, stay safe. All the best.